My name is Reverend Dr. Montele Crawford. I pastor the Morning Star Baptist Church in Kankakee, Illinois. Address 570 North Harrison Avenue. We're currently holding services online. You can see those either on my YouTube page, M.A. Crawford, or you can go to Facebook and look up the Star of Kankakee. The thing I like best about our church is really the relationships that we've been able to build. Met some really wonderful people, truly love me, love my family, and they love each other, who are concerned about their community, and they love God and want to see the kingdom grow. And that's been one of the most wonderful things that I've found in meeting some of the people here. I've also kind of found out that they have a passion for their community, and they want to see it grow and change and develop. And so that really hit home for me, and it opened up some great doors for us and allowed us to kind of get some inroads to meeting with people and possibly doing some wonderful projects that we would like to do down the line. Every church in and of itself is unique because you have a unique set of individuals, carry their own experiences, their own gifts, their own talents, and that's what makes each church unique in and of itself as a body. And so when you start to talk about Morning Star, what goes into that is the history of the church and the culture of the church. And so what part of that uniqueness is that love for music that is there within the body. We have some really gifted and talented singers there. We've had some wonderful musicians come through our church. I guess also part of that, one of the things that makes it unique, at least in my experience, because this is my now third pastorate, is the willingness of much of the leadership to really get behind and support their pastor. I have great relationships with key leaders in the church, and for me, that's been a very unique experience. The camaraderie that I have, people like chair and vice chair of deacons and trustees, things of that nature, that's been a wonderful, unique experience for me. Now, everyone else may not necessarily experience that, but I can say from my own point of view, that's what I think is part of our uniqueness. But also, as it relates to makeup and personality of the church, that there is indeed a love and passion for worship of God, the adoration of God. That has also been unique, but that's something that folk can experience. Our mission really is to begin to build folk in their independent relationship with God. And so that's been part of my ethos and passion and direction as a minister of the gospel. What I'm trying to do is really kind of morph us into a spiritual growth and development hub, so that through the various aspects of our ministries and programs, it gives people the opportunity not only to come into a relationship with Christ, but the tools and the foundation to build that relationship with Christ, both on an individual and collective basis. Going forward, of course, that goes towards evangelism and equipping and edifying. And that's really what our mission is to evangelize, equip, and to edify, so that we could become people who are characterized by an intimate relationship with Christ. That really is the ultimate aim that we're going for. We continue to unfold this relationship as we walk with him, and he continues to reveal more of himself to us. We serve a self-disclosing God. He's Yahweh, the I am that I am.
You mentioned briefly about the importance of music in your worship, why music matters and is important to the local church.
Music makes you feel good, man. When life is rough and when life is good, music helps. It's part of our makeup as descendants of Africans. For lack of better words, it's kind of in our DNA, And so music means a lot within the church context. It's something that we've tried to maintain. It definitely looks and sounds different now because of some of the restrictions we have with how many people can sing and all that. But it still plays a strong role. Even the temperature and feel of a recording is different when there's some music involved. It's easier to preach when I have someone singing rather than me just kind of standing up and going for it. Currently, we've been kind of partnering with our local Baptist District Association Right now, our current thrust is to try to get as many people who want COVID-19 vaccine to get them in position to get the vaccine. I guess part of the struggle, if you've been paying attention to any of the news outlets, has been access to healthcare. Being a predominantly African-American church, it hits our community in a different way. And so we tried to partner with organizations to help make sure that people have access and to make sure they feel comfortable with even having the conversation about the vaccine. We recently participated in a project with the NAACP and our local hospital, so St. Mary, Riverside, Kankakee Health Department. We came together with some medical professionals and we just did a talk that was live on Facebook, tried to dispel some myths about the vaccine and about COVID. We have also partnered with Cigna and we handed out some personal protection equipment, things of that nature. We did that along with a holiday giveaway. So we're doing a lot of clothing and toys around the holiday, around the Christmas holiday to try to, just brighten the spirits because the need was so great. We really focused on getting coats for the cold winter and some things of that nature. And so we've been doing those kind of things just to try to make a hard time just a little less difficult. I'm attempting to get us in play to have some form of in-person for Easter. And so what that exactly looks like is probably going to be a combination of a few people in-house, parking lot, and then the virtual. It will give some type of experience because Easter is a big deal. Coming down the line, really excited about what my wife and the women's ministry are trying to get going right now with our criminal justice system. I won't give it all away because it's still in the works. But what we are looking at is trying to help with re-entry. So people who are coming out of prison, making sure that they don't go back in. And so we want to try to put some programs in place to help ensure their success after prison. Really, this comes from just a desire to do more. This past week, a friend of mine, he was incarcerated, drug-related type of stuff. He gets out. And he ends up at my home church, starts to get involved. He opens up a barbershop, begins to get more involved in church, married and has children. And some years down the line, next thing you know, he's running for public office, wins the election, but the results are vacated because of his criminal background. So in order to reverse that, he needs a pardon. And lo and behold, how things work out is that the lieutenant governor ends up being chair of the pardon committee, gets hold of his story, and the pardon goes through. He's an elected official now. He's also a deacon at the church, model citizen, model father. A great story of what can happen even after incarceration. Now, I said his story, that's about 10, 15 years of a story. I said that in about 45 seconds. But it's one of those things that when people who are concerned with other folks' future just get involved, try to help, try to encourage, make connections for them, give them a second chance. There's a wonderful amount of potential that can happen with that life if people can really show that they care and get involved. And that's part of what we want to try to do.